Coming up next on Good Morning El Paso, and happening now, terror gripping Australia's largest city. A gunman still holding people hostage inside a cafe. Why his motive may be political.
More developing news now. El Paso police are investigating a shooting in central El Paso. A round-the-clock crew is on the scene.
Plus, the latest on the man that police accuse of torturing puppies in Kern Place. A look at the backlash since his arrest.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
We are being tested today in Sydney. The police are being tested, the public is being tested, but whatever the test, we will face it head on, and we will remain a strong, democratic, civil society.
It's been a chilling and tense morning in Sydney, Australia, as the gunman took dozens hostage inside a cafe.
The police commissioner in New South Wales has not confirmed it is a terrorism-related act, but TV footage shows a person holding up a flag with an Islamic declaration of faith.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Floren. Good morning. We'll have more on that story coming up in just a moment. New information still coming into our studio right now as they're still being held hostage.
But first, we are going to get to round-the-clock coverage here in El Paso. Police are responding to a shooting in central El Paso.
We have Good Morning El Paso's Andrew J. Polk live on the scene with the new details. Good morning.
Good morning, Hillary and Stephanie. We're out here live where police have just begun leaving the scene out here. They were previously looking into areas around this part of the street, including primarily an area of those upstairs apartments where police were going in and out of. But again, they've just left here this morning. But so now all of this happened after near the intersection of Johnson and Justice near William Beaumont Army Medical Center. Now, this is the video shot from earlier this morning. This all happened around 3 a.m. this morning when we first heard the calls coming in. Details are limited right now as police are investigating and aren't offering any other information. Now, according to police radios, they have found a weapon and shell casings and are talking with the driver of the vehicle and have been interviewing witnesses at all. So back here right now, again, police have just cleared this section of the street entirely, no longer blocking anything nor doing any investigations in these apartments here behind me on this side at least. We'll be trying to get more information, of course, bringing the latest on air and online at KVIA.com. So for now, reporting in central El Paso, Andrew J. Polk, ABC 7.
Thanks, Andrew, for the latest out there.
And now to our storm track weather forecast. It's 6:03, and people who are waking up this morning, waking up to some cold temperatures.
Yes, grab that heavy sweater or jacket this morning, right, Crystal?
Oh, yeah, big time. We warned about the cold front moving through, cooling us down yesterday into today. That's what happened this morning. In fact, some of us are at or near the freezing point. Let's look at your temperatures. 36, what we're at in El Paso. That's officially at the El Paso International Airport. I would not be surprised if several of you go check the thermometers out back, and they are at 32 or below. It actually feels like 32 degrees thanks to winds light, but still enough. 5 miles per hour out of the south. Las Cruces, you feel like 22 degrees outside because of the temperature at 29 checking in this morning. And our clouds and radar map. The good news is there's no rain for us to track this morning, so it's not going to be an icy morning outside, but it will just be a cold one to start out your day. Temperatures will warm up to more typical temperatures for this time of year. And we are tracking your next chance of rain in the 7-day forecast. We'll talk more about that up in just about 10 minutes.
Looking forward to it. Thanks so much, Crystal.
And let's get back to the hostage situation unfolding in Sydney, Australia this morning.
At least 5 people have escaped unharmed overnight, and authorities have been working all day to figure out what the suspect really wants.
ABC's Susan Solney has the latest.
A siege in the central business district of Sydney, unfolding now, spreading fear and confounding the authorities. Australian police believe this armed man, seen moving behind glass and apparently acting alone, is holding several people hostage inside a chocolate cafe.
This is a very disturbing incident.
Early reports indicate that the gunman stormed inside the Lint Cafe just before 10 a.m. local time. The man has forced hostages to raise their hands against the windows and hold up several Islamic flags. Experts say the flag is not specific to any terror organization, even though it has been used by jihadist groups.
We don't yet know the motivation of the perpetrator. We don't know whether this is politically motivated, although obviously there are some indications that it could be.
Some people who are being held have managed to escape. It is unclear how many hostages are still inside the cafe.
We are being tested today in Sydney.
The takeover of the Lint Cafe spread terror through downtown Sydney, which is normally packed with office workers and tourists.
A woman just shouted out, "He has a gun," so everyone just started running away like crazy.
Heavily armed officers are swarming the streets and several iconic landmarks have been evacuated. President Obama was among the first of the world leaders to be briefed on the situation in Sydney. The U.S. consulate was evacuated. Susan Solney, ABC News, Washington.
Developing now, Las Cruces police are investigating a robbery at a smoke shop that turned deadly. It happened last night around 9 at the DCP's smoke shop on the 1000 block of South Solano, about a mile and a half from NMSU. Las Cruces police say when they arrived, they found a man dead on the floor from gunshot wounds. Detectives say the man was armed with a gun when he entered the store and was then shot by a store employee. The names of those involved have yet to be released. Police are still investigating. We'll continue to update you as soon as we get any new information.
Happening today, county commissioners are expected to pick the county's new chief administrator. Judge Veronica Escobar says the commissioners spent the weekend researching for finalists. None of the candidates are local, but they do represent different regions of the U.S. To get a leg up on the commissioner's decision, you can check out the candidates for yourself on KVIA.com. We have more details there.
Crews will continue repairs today after a water main ruptured in central El Paso. It happened around 4 p.m. yesterday near Chelsea and Trowbridge, causing Chelsea to be closed for some time. El Paso Water Utilities tell us the 8-inch line broke, causing water to be leaked into many surrounding streets. 15 customers had to get through the night with their water turned off. Crews do not know what caused that break. And the investigation continues this morning into this mobile home fire that happened yesterday morning in Chaparral, New Mexico. Our crews caught video of the home in flames. Officials report the family was not home at the time. The cause is still under investigation.
The historic run for Canutillo has come to an end as the Eagles fell to Ennis Friday night 41-13 in Lubbock. But regardless of the result, Canutillo has done something no other El Paso area school has ever done. Canutillo, the only Sun City area school to ever reach the state Final Four, as they played in Lubbock last Friday. Even with the loss, the Eagles have ingrained themselves in El Paso's history. Coming up later in the show, we'll hear from head coach Scott Brooks about the amazing accomplishment. But for now, it's 6:07, and it's time to take a look at TxDOT traffic cameras. Looking over on the west side at I-10 in red, you can see that traffic is starting to pick up a bit out there, but no problems to tell you about at this time in the morning.
Yeah, good way to start off the work week, right? An El Pasoan is making international headlines this morning.
This after he sneaked into North Korea, why he's now seeking asylum. Could he be facing any criminal charges, though?
And breaking his silence, Bill Cosby addresses the rape allegations for the very first time, what he had to say about his wife.
But first, meteorologist Crystal Cly has your complete forecast. Crystal.
And good morning, everyone. It's another cold start to your day. We haven't seen one of those in a while. We'll talk about how low your temperatures are this morning and how warm they'll get this afternoon. It's up after your break.
Thanks, Crystal. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.